Hi FPL managers, welcome back for another video. So guys, it's officially game week 37, and if you're seeing this video, it's a few hours to deadline. Deadline is gonna be Friday 6 p.m. I'm recording this on Friday morning, so if you're seeing this, it's either close to deadline or it's just past deadline, guys. So just talking about game week 36 briefly, guys, we had a massive green arrow from the team, and we ended up on 97 points despite taking a -4 hits to get the likes of Chris Wood and Elanga into the team, which happened to be a positive move, and I captained Chris Wood that game week. And guys, my rank is shot up to top 1k from 4k into the top 1k 107 in the world, and I'm looking to finish maybe in a better position like top 500 or finish in the top 1k, who knows. And guys, assistant manager chip is still active, set it on Osla for the last 2 game weeks, and now going into the last game week he's playing Liverpool, which is a table bonus points game, but I'm not sure if I want to leave it on him or I want to use the one free transfer I've got on a player in the midfield or probably a player in the defense. So guys, as we move into the video, I will make these decisions a bit more clearer to you lots. So guys, if you've gone into this part of the video, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel. That will really encourage me to keep doing this. And I apologize that my video come a bit late because I'm trying to do this while squeezing it with my 9 to 5, so it's really not easy, making that space, guys. So I apologize, but enjoy the rest of the video. Take care. Hi guys, so welcome back to the other part of the video. I will be going straight into my team for the game week, guys. So just having a look at this team. This is what my team for the game week look like. I've got Henderson in goal, pretty much the same team from game week 36 at the moment. With Henderson in goal, Digne in defense against Tottenham, Munoz of Palace against Wolverhampton, Nico Williams against West Ham. I do fancy keeping him for that fixture. Um, Only thing I have got in the midfield, Eze, whom I might be moving on from this game week because not like it's a bad hold. He's actually one of the most decent hold of all the Palace players, but at this stage in the season, especially with the cup final around Palace, surrounding Palace, I might just move on from him. I'm absolutely holding Elanga till the end of the season. They've got something to play for, so I'm keeping Palace players, and that goes for Chris Wood as well in my team. If you can see him, Mohamed Salah, who knows? This might just be the end of the road for him in the team. I do fancy having certain players in my team, like the likes of Cole Palmer, or even bringing back Bukayo Saka in the team. So, guys, who knows? Maybe Salah might be the one to make way, unless I decide to bring a different player or a differential player. Brown Bomo keeping his place in the team. Last 2 games we in the season are so too nice for him to be, kicked out of the team. Rogers, decent player to hold. They're playing Spurs, guys. I would say hold on to your Villa assets, but be mindful if they're gonna have minutes. But I think right now the Villa attackers, especially Ollie Watkins, his minutes is pretty much very secured right now with Rashford out of the picture. And guys, he is a strong contender for captaincy for the game week. And I'll quickly touch on the ISAK Watkins situation, or any forward you have in your team at all. I'll touch on it in a little bit, guys. And then Chris Wood, what a game week captain he was for me in game week 36. He's come clutch all season for us, especially for my team. I don't know about a lot of people, but every time I've brought in Chris Wood, he's just filled in the gap of delivering points as my third attacker. And guys, onto the bench, which is where I've got a little drama. I'm looking probably to introduce Marmoush back into the team, but there is this uncertainty around Marmoush's minutes, guys. So I'm not so certain about making that move, but I fancy Marmoush coming back into the team this game week against Bournemouth. And then if I'm not bringing in Marmoush into the team and I make an Eze swap, then Marmoush remains on the bench. Otherwise, my one free transfer would be used on Hosler, whom I actually still fancy to go all the way this game week. So I've had him 2 previous game week against Newcastle. He got a draw, which was a table bonus game where he delivered points, and then against Wolverhampton where he convincingly won his game 2-0. And now against Liverpool, who knows, he could get a win or he could get another draw. So guys, if you're looking for manager to activate on, this game week. Hustler is a decent manager to use. So guys, and then you see Konate on my bench and Saliba. Obviously, Konate's got risk around his minutes. I don't know if he's gonna be favored to play the last two games in the season, but he's got a little bit of risk around his minutes, 100%. That can be said. Saliba and Raya, I'm not sure I want to play any more Arsenal derby defenders unless it is against the against Southampton, which is in the last game of the season. So in game week 38, I'll be looking to introduce the Arsenal defenders back into the team. But for this game week, guys, I think they will pretty much stay on the bench. So guys, let's move on now straight up to um players you could target for the game week, like one game week players. I'll just mention a couple of names, talk about if you need to bring them in your team on a transfer, guys. So starting with the top teams from Arsenal to Villa. Arsenal, I fancy bringing back Bukayo Saka, not necessarily this game week, but especially towards the end of the season against Southampton, which is one reason I thought about getting rid of Mohamed Salah in my team, because that's the only way I could get in a Saka or a Palmer back in the squad. So guys, let's imagine Salah is a Saka, and then I had earlier done Eze to become Jared Bowen. So just so you guys know how this team came about. So if this happened to be my team, this would be for a -4 for this game week, which I do not fancy taking a -4 for that. So let's say Bowen goes back to being Eze. Bowen goes back to being Eze, and then Salah becomes Saka, which is the initial plan. And then just because I'm not really trustworthy of Eze's participation or contribution this game week due to their cup final coming, and then I don't know if the manager might want to do a couple of rotation or rest some players. I might look to bring back Marmoush into the squad. I don't know, guys. I feel Marmoush will get his chance this game week, especially because Man City looked all over the place in the last game, but when he came into the team, they looked a lot more threatening. So who knows? Hopefully, Pep Guardiola must have learned from that and decide that Marmoush should be in his starting 11 in his attack. So guys, this is exactly what I think. This is my mindset. And yeah, guys, so I'll go back now to the FPL app. So to finish this conversation of differential players that you could target for the game week or hold as a 1 week punt. So yeah, that being said, so that's Saka or Palmer if you want to bring in these players. And then moving on from Arsenal, I'll move to Villa. Villa players are decent. If you do not have Watkins, it's decent to bring him in. He's a good 1 week captain for the game week. If you do not have a game week captain, I'll say yeah, you can make the move. Well, I've been asked this question a little bit by a few managers already online or on TikTok and different social medias. People are saying, do I sell ISAK for Watkins? And this is my honest opinion, guys. If I had ISAK, I would keep him in my team for this game week and look to probably, you know, play him and try to fit my team as decent as possible. So I wouldn't be necessarily selling Isak to get Watkins because Isak is obviously playing Arsenal, and I think if anyone is gonna get a goal for Newcastle, it's obviously gonna come through Isak or one way or the other, link through him. So I would keep Isak. If I had Marmoush, I would look to move on from Marmoush to get Watkins. If I had Chris Wood, I wouldn't be looking to move on from Chris Wood to get Watkins. So guys, the only options I will move on from would be maybe a Mateta, a Marmoush. If I had maybe a Acuna, then I would move on from them to get Oli Watkins. Otherwise, guys, it's not worth moving mountains just to have Watkins for this game week, like a lot of managers are already doing. For Bournemouth differential players for this game week, you could go for their attackers, the likes of Evan Nielsen, Semenyo. If they do deliver points, it's gonna be a huge differential, guys. And then moving on to Brentford, we obviously know Burmo, Wissa, Shada. These are very good attacking players, and they are the ones I would invest on, not their defense. Brighton, good differential team as well. The likes of Welbeck back scoring again. Um, of course, I like him as a game week 38 player to be in my team against Tottenham. Right now, Tottenham are a team to target, guys. Let's be honest. And then moving on from Brighton to Chelsea. Chelsea are a decent attack to have until the season ends. I would personally go for a player like Palmer and Neto, because between Palmer, Neto, and Madueke, one of these three would be playing a lot closer to the goalkeeper in the absence of Nico Jackson. So just so you guys have that in mind, keep a third eye out and have a good look at the team. Who do you think will play closer to the goalkeeper? In my opinion, I think it's probably gonna be Palmer playing like a false nine, so more chances of a goal. So if you're looking to bring in Palmer, decent game week player to have in your team. And then moving on to Everton. Everton are a decent team to have one of their players for the game week. The likes of Beto is a good 1 week player to own playing Everton. Alcaraz as well, and McNeil, very decent player to own. Illiman and DI, a lot of the Everton attackers are so tempting this game week. So guys, good 1 week punt players to have. They are differential players to own in your team. And then Fulham, can't really, I wouldn't say go for any Fulham player. Nothing to write about in the defense. Not too explosive in the attack either. Ipswich, Delap, awesome 1 week player to go for. Same can be said for Jamie Vardy of Leicester. But be mindful, guys, if you're bringing in Jamie Vardy, they said his last game for Leicester in game week 37. So he's obviously not going to play game week 38. So if you're bringing him in, make plans to get him out of your team as soon as possible in game week 38, guys. That's all I can say. And yeah, Liverpool players, I wouldn't be investing in any Liverpool players henceforth. Actually, if I have any in my team, I'll be looking to get rid of them. Man City, decent team to go with. Awesome attack, awesome defense, so still decent to invest in. Man United, I will skip them, absolutely skip them. Not worth any sort of investment this end in the season. I like Newcastle. A lot of people will say no to them, but I do like Newcastle. They've got something to play for and would fight for it to the end. Same can be said for Nottingham Forest, Southampton, Spurs. Nottingham Forest, exactly the same can be said about them and Newcastle. Southampton are actually out of the season of the league, so guys, I wouldn't go that way. Neither will I go for sports players. West Ham, a bit tricky one, but they've got Ipswich in the last game of the season, and I'm actually looking at probably doing Eze to Bowen, like you already saw in my FPL team website. I was thinking to do Eze to Bowen or a KUDUS, because guys, I need a differential player if I'm looking to break into that top 1K rank and stay in the top 500 thereabout. Wolverhampton, they got decent features to the end of the season. I would absolutely back the likes of Konya and Strand Larsen. Even Bellegarde, he's quite a dangerous player. Yes, he loses chances a lot, but very dangerous and good player to have. So guys, this is the team. That being said about differential players about for game week 37. I hope that was kind enough to help people with the ideas behind transfer decisions to make for the game week. So guys, back to my team. Who do you think is a better player to get rid of in this team? Is the best player to get rid of? So Ederson playing Bournemouth, Digne playing Tottenham, Munoz against Wolverhampton is decent. Nico Williams against West Ham. I like um I like all these fixtures, guys. If Eze didn't even have the cup game, I still do fancy him. And guys, I'm not pressed to take Eze out of my team, because if I had a Mateta, then I would be pressed to get rid of Mateta because he's been poor the last 3 games. But Eze just got off the back of back-to-back points return, I believe. Actually, 3 weeks back-to-back points return. So, like I said, you don't change what's not broken. So I might be looking to keep Eze in the team. And maybe that transfer might just be used on Mohamed Salah. Depends how tempted I am to go for Cole Palmer this game week, which I am pretty much tempted because I feel he's going to be playing a lot closer to the goalkeeper. But guys, whichever player I'm going for, I want to be sure he is a differential player. So I want to see exactly these things. I want to make sure he is a differential player. So I'm looking at ownership. I'm looking at stuff like that. So I'm looking at Palmer. Palmer's form is decent, but really don't know if I'm 100% convinced to go for Palmer. But I like him against Man United, especially when he plays that role of a false nine. He could be and would be dangerous. I do like Bowen. They've got nothing to play for, but he's got Nottingham Forest and he's got Ipswich. Still not decided about that as well, but these are a few people I'm looking at. So if I'm gonna get rid of Salah, but that still being said, I'd love to hold Salah for the game week. Salah playing Brighton is just too dangerous to ignore. But I am chasing rank, so that means my um way to play is a little bit different, guys. So yep, and I hope all this is helping you as well to pattern your team up for your mini league or for the season. So guys, I'm still quite not convinced, and if I were to make a striker transfer, there's not too many tempting names, to go for in the striker department. So let's say I just go for just forwards. I really don't want Woods right now. I'm not pressed to get Cunha, neither am I pressed to have a Wisa. But yeah, 100% Wisa could get his own points return again against some Fulham. They are quite vulnerable at the back. So I could do Wisa if I wanted to, but like I mentioned, I'm not really pressed to do a striker substitution and striker transfer. If I were to do anything at all in this team, it's either I'd use that on Hosler and get a different manager in the like person of say Guardiola just for the win points against Bournemouth, or I go with the manager playing Guardiola for the game with the Bournemouth manager. So let's say I do that with a little bit of hope that he wins. Iraola playing against Man City, it's a bit risky, but I could absolutely do that. Like this guy got a win against Arsenal, so who says he can't do it against Manchester City, guys? So I might just play on him or look for win points on a manager like Guardiola, like I earlier mentioned, Arteta, who knows? But I doubt even if Arteta can win Newcastle. So maybe let's see who's Unai Emery got Tottenham. I fancy this could be a whole lot of goals. Tottenham are so gonna be looking to protect their squad, play certain players because they've got a final against Man United. So a lot to look at. I still like this man, decent coach, although no table bonus to get there from the Wolverhampton manager. But yeah. So that being said, guys, this is all my team plans and team decisions that could be taken before the deadline. I could stay on the same manager. I could do an Eze to a Bowen if I wanted to, just because, like I mentioned, for me now, priority is a differential player. So a player less or lonely owned by the rest of the league is what I actually need right now. So yeah, guys, that's it being said. See the ownership of Bowen, for example. Let me get rid of, let's say, Saka out, Bowen, just to see what, right? So Bowen is actually 12.1% ownership, I think. So guys, I fancy that. I like it. I like it. Let me get rid of Bowen and see Saka. Saka 17.1. It's quite high. Palmer, 34%, probably 34% ownership. That's a lot. So Palmer obviously isn't a differential. Might be in a way, but I don't think he's a differential for a lot of us right now. Neither is Saka. But Saka indeed does have more value than Palmer if you have him as a differential player right now, because a lot of people did move on from Saka. Same can be said for Palmer. They are both decent players to own this game week, in my opinion. But for me, looking to break into that top 1K rank, it's really a thought process to go through. And indeed, if I do own a player like Bowen and he does bank or return points this game week, that it's a lot. That's a blessing in disguise, you know. So guys, I think my team is pretty much set for this game week as well. If I need to ponder on where to spend my transfer, probably on the assistant manager or on Mohamed Salah. I am tempted to get rid of Salah or maybe just use it on Eze. I don't see anyone could really go for if I'm getting rid of MARMOUSH. And guys, if indeed MARMOUSH would have a playing time or is going to start the game, if I would love to start having him in my team. So guys, that being said, I hope I've been able to give us ideas about whom to go for, players to buy for this game week, guys. It's a whole lot to take in, yeah, but it's that end of the season where you're looking to gain ranks, catch up on your mini league leader, or looking to keep the gap between you and the next man in your league. So guys, I hope this has been helpful. Enjoy the rest of the day, and give us a like, give us a subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and please engage with the channel. I hope to bring up better graphics next season, and see you all next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay on the side of the green arrow.